2004 through 2008 Acura TSX passenger side axle seal replacement. I'm Brian Nesser from How to Automotive. I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of changing out the axle seal. So the passenger side axle seal is leaking on this vehicle, and we're going to get started changing that out. The first thing you need to do is get the vehicle up in the air. If you're doing this at home, use floor jacks and jack stands and remove the right front wheel. Once you get the right front wheel removed, you can take off the axle nut. You're going to need a 36mm socket and an impact gun to do this. So what I like to do is push the axle in the hub here and push it inwards towards the transmission. Kind of free it up, and sometimes it gets stuck, and so what you can do is you can use a center punch and put it right in the center of the axle shaft and give it a light little tap, and I'm talking just a light little tap to get it to drive through. If it's rusted on there and it won't come through, you don't want to hit it hard, just where you're going to need a special tool, and it bolts up to the hub, and the center nut will push the axle inwards as you screw it in, tightening it up. Now that we got the axle pushed in a little bit, the next step is to remove the castle nut from the lower ball joint. You need to remove the cotter pin first. Use a pair of side cutters and pull out the cotter pin. You're not going to reuse this cotter pin. You can go ahead and cut it if you have to and drive it out. Once you get the cotter pin removed, you can go ahead and use a 17mm socket and remove the castle nut. I like to use an impact gun to do this. And then I leave the nut screwed on just a few threads. So now I'm going to jar the ball joint loose from the lower control arm, and the way I do that is I use a hammer and I smack it right here on the side of the control arm, and that'll jar it free. So I leave the nut on there so I don't accidentally hit it when I'm doing this. So you'll strike the side of the control arm a couple times with the hammer, and the ball joint will pop loose from the lower control arm. The way you can tell is by lifting up on it, and if you see it move up and down, you know you got it. Now you can go ahead and remove the nut, and once you got the nut removed, then you can just lift the spindle upwards and pull the ball joint out of the lower control arm. You also pull the spindle forward towards the outside of the car. So what I like to do is get a tie strap and strap it to the brake caliper, and then hook it onto something nearby where you can ratchet it out of the way, and you can pull the spindle and upper control arm and brake caliper out towards you and pull the axle through the back side of the spindle here, or the hub. So now we need to remove 3 bolts, 2 here and 1 on the top here, that hold the center support bearing here for the axle shaft. So remove these 3 bolts. The way I did that is I used a 2-inch extension with a deep 14mm socket and put it right on the bolts here, and I was able to crack these 3 bolts free. So I cracked the top one free and removed it. Then I removed the 2 bottom bolts. Once you get all 3 of these bolts removed, you want to pay attention to where they go. There's 3 bolts, and 2 of them have shoulders on them, and 1 bolt does not. The 2 with the shoulders go on the bottom and the top here, and the one without the shoulder goes here on the back sides. So once you got all those bolts removed, now we're going to slide the axle out of the transmission. So you're going to grab it with both hands, and you're going to slide it towards the outside of the vehicle. So we're going to slide the axle out of the transmission about 2 or 3 inches until it's completely clear. If we were replacing the axle, we would unbolt a few more parts, but we're not replacing the axle, so I'm just going to slide it out of the way. So as you can see, I slid the axle off to the side and it's out of our way. Now we can get to the seal here and remove the seal. To get the seal out, what I do is I take a pry bar like this, and I'll slide the tip of it inside the edge of the seal, and I'll give it a light little pry, and this will pop the seal out of the transmission like this. Or you can use a seal pooler. So I wanted to share with you the part numbers for the seal. I will link this up and the tools up in the description of the video. So before we install the seal, we need to make sure the flange here is clean. So I used a rag and used a little bit of parts cleaner sprayed on it and just wiped it out and cleaned up all the leaking fluid and make sure it's clean. So a tip for you is to take the new seal and push it into the transmission as flush and level as you can. And then what I like to do is I like to take the old seal, and I'll put it on the outside of this seal and hit the old seal and drive the new seal into the transmission. That's because this fits perfectly around the new seal, and as you hit the old seal, it won't damage the new seal. So I just start the new seal, then I place the old seal over the top of it and lightly tap on the old seal, driving the new seal in until it's flush. And once you drive the seal all the way in, it's going to look like this. So now we're going to install the axle back in. What I like to do is take a little bit of grease and put it on the lip of the seal here. If you leave it dry, when the axle spins in it, it could catch it and kind of pull on it or tear the axle seal. So lubricating the seal prevents it from snagging the shaft or gripping the side of the shaft. Now we can slide the axle in. So when we install the axle, we want it to go in nice and level. So the way I do it is I use two hands and I'll lift the axle up, and then I'll position the tip of the axle into the transmission, and then I'll slide the axle shaft inwards in a fluid motion, kind of like a pushing and maybe a light little twist as I go in. So when you get the axle all the way in, it'll be flush. Then you can go ahead and start the 3 bolts holding the bearing here on. Use the ones with the shoulders go in the front and the top back here, and then the one with the without the shoulder goes in the very back. So once I got all 3 bolts started, I went ahead and ran them in with a regular ratchet until they were snug, and then I'm going to switch over to a torque wrench. There's possibly enough room to get a air ratchet or a cordless ratchet in here to tighten these up. Once you get them all snug, you could torque them down to 21 foot-pounds. Now that you have those 3 fasteners tightened down, now you can go ahead and remove your tie-down strap or your strap here. And we're going to reach around the back and we're going to stab the axle through the hub. Once you get the axle stabbed, you can lift up the spindle and then you can start the lower ball joint into the lower control arm. And then once you got that done, you can go ahead and start the nut for the axle, and you can start the nut for the lower ball joint. Then you can snug up the ball joint. I'm not tightening it down, I'm just snugging it up. And then I'm going to switch over to a torque wrench and torque it down to 30 foot-pounds. And if the hole doesn't line up after you're done torquing it, you can go ahead and tighten it up a little bit more until the hole lines up, and then you can put the cotter pin through. I recommend you use a brand new cotter pin. You wouldn't want this to back off for any reason, so use a brand new cotter pin and cut off the excess. Now we're going to run our axle nut down. We're going to use the 36mm socket and run it down until it's snug. We're not going to tighten it up with the impact gun. We're just going to snug it up. So we need to take the center cap here of the rim and knock it out, and then we're going to put the rim on and tighten it up, and we're going to lower the vehicle down, and then we're going to tighten the axle nut through the hole on the rim. So there's a notch on the end of the axle shaft that we need to put it vertical, so you need to make that notch upwards. So you're going to rotate the tire until it's in the upwards position. Go ahead and start the lug nuts. We can run these down until they're snug. I'm not tightening them down with the impact gun, I'm just running them down till they're snug. And then we're going to lower the vehicle back down to the ground. We're going to set a torque wrench to 79 foot-pounds, and we're going to torque the lug nuts in a crisscross pattern or star pattern and torque them down to 79 foot-pounds. Once we got all the lug nuts torqued, then we're going to switch our torque wrench over here to the 36mm socket, and we're going to torque the axle nut. I also have this vehicle in park with the park brake on, so it's not rotating or rolling. I'm torquing the axle nut down to 181 foot-pounds. So you're going to torque it down to 181 foot-pounds. Then I'll show you what we're going to do with that little notch on the end of the axle and the reason why I had you put it up vertical. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a punch or a chisel, and we're going to hit the end of the axle nut and dent the axle nut inwards into that little notch, and that'll prevent it from rotating backwards. So when you're done, it's going to look like this. Now you can install the center cap. I will link up all the parts and tools that I use in this video in the description. I'm Brian Esser from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, encourage you to subscribe, invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this. Thank you guys again for watching.